So let's dive right into it. Let's kick it off. Who wants to kick off? Miami versus Cincinnati. We got Cincinnati at home. They're favored by 3.5. Lyle Collins is the only guy that's really a big name that's questionable. He's probably going to play, but look at this slate of Miami injuries that are all questionable. So they're all probably going to play, but just the names that are questionable already. Teron Armstead, questionable with a toe. Raekwon Davis, questionable with a knee. Xavier Howard, questionable with a groin. Cedric Wilson Jr., questionable with ribs. Jalen Waddle, questionable with a groin. And Tua Tagovailoa, he's questionable with that back because, he got knocked on his ass last week, got up a little wobbly. So, Justin, tell me how you're feeling. Even the injuries are starting to pile up. Even though they're not going to be out, they're starting to pile up.
This is the marathon that is the NFL season. That's just going to happen. You're going to see a lot of notable names that are going to pop up on that injury list, and that's really all it is. They're just popping up there. They'll be there. Every single player in the NFL is dealing with some sort of injury going into every week. They're just tough enough to go through it. I mean, you remember for all these years, Tom Brady used to pop up as questionable every single week, and he's fine. I expect these guys to be fine. I expect them to be out there. Tua was the one that was questionable initially going into it, but it looks like he's slated to play, and that's key for me. Tua being on the field for Miami. I don't want to see Teddy B. You already know what he brings. But Tua, his accuracy, what he brings there, winning football for the Miami Dolphins, that's exactly what you're looking for. But I want to touch on the Bengals real quick. Everybody seems to be saying, okay, they're back. They found their mojo. You played the Jets. You did what you were supposed to do. You didn't dazzle us. You didn't do anything spectacular. Sure, your defense held them to 4 field goals. That's nice. But had you been playing any other team with some sort of expectations, it'd probably be a different game because you didn't light the world on fire. You didn't. Not in my eyes. That's exactly what you're supposed to do when you're going up against the New York Jets, because last year you laid an absolute dud in the same stadium. So yeah, you just wrote your wrongs. You just finally got over that hump. Now you got a win in the column, but now you're going up against the 3-0 Miami Dolphins, who, like I told you guys yesterday, I feel are the most battle-tested team so far this season. Tua healthy, Waddle on the field, and Waddle's an absolute monster. Back-to-back 100-yard games. Tyreek Hill gets a ton of praise, but Jalen Waddle deserves it just as much. I'm going to roll Miami this week. I don't think Cincinnati's legit. I think it's a AFC Championship hangover.
I would agree with you largely on that. The one thing with this matchup that would worry me if I'm a Bengal fan is Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle going up against that cornerback tandem in Cincinnati. I mean, they're a cooked chicken. Even if Tua were not to play, let's say in theory, I don't know how you're stopping those guys with what Mike McDaniel can draw up. You look what the Bengals offense has been through 3 weeks and what the Dolphins offense has been with a brand new rookie head coach installing a completely new system. It is night and day. Now, I do think the Bengals roster is better than the Dolphins. At the end of the day, would I be surprised if they start the year 1-3? Not at all. They couldn't even beat Cooper Rush and the Cowboys. This Dolphins defense, I said it before, it's pretty good. It's around the level of Dallas, if not even better, more well-rounded. They've been having a very good season on that end. I had the Dolphins as well coming in and winning on the road. And at the end of the day, I think Tua's going to have another strong performance. So we'll give him 270 yards and 3 touchdown passes. 2 of which in the second half.
Okay. So you guys are both going with Miami, and I'm going the other way. I'm going Cincinnati. When I think about Cincinnati in this game, I think, all right, so they're at home. They're in Cincinnati. First time being there since week 1 against the Pittsburgh Steelers. They were on the road the last 2 weeks against in Dallas and in New York. And I know what Justin said, right? He said the Bengals beat the Jets, and that's what they're supposed to do. He didn't dazzle them or anything, and that's true. I'll give you that. But a team like this, all it needs is that one victory where you can gain your confidence. It's kind of like I equate it to, like, think of a boxer, a professional boxer. Like, a world-renowned one, name one, Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, whatever. They always put these guys through like a little like before a big fight, they'll put them in like a cupcake fight, like a no-name fight to get the guy's confidence back up, to get him ready. And then now he goes into the big fight with a lot of confidence and he's ready to go. That's kind of what I thought the Jets and the Bengals game was. The Bengals needed that, game where now they got their confidence back. All right, they beat up on the little guy, that's sure, whatever, but they got confidence. So, and confidence is key in the NFL because if you're confident and you believe in yourself, look at the New York Giants in 2008, 2007. They weren't more talented, they weren't better coached, but they believed in themselves.
But they're going up against a team that's just as confident.
And beyond that, the Bengals never lost confidence. This is the team that's not going to waver in that category.
I'm not, but you got to think going 0-2, knowing the statistics, they're still looking at it and saying, we got to get it going. They're not as confident as they would be if they were 2-0, 1-1, because they're looking at it and going, we've lost both games.
This is the type of team that puts that all behind them and just focuses on playing their style. They're much like your Rams. Really, we don't care sort of team. We're going to go out there, take shots, and when we throw an interception, when we have mistakes, we're going to put all that behind us and just move forward.
Yes. That's true, yes. But even subconsciously, it's still there. Everybody's feeling it, all right? You guys just went 0-2. You're 0-2. You're not living up what you were supposed to. You're supposed to be 2-0. So, and another thing I want to bring up about Miami, right? You guys kind of just brushed off the Tua injury. That's a major concern, all right? And I know it was the New York Jets, but Cincinnati got after the Joe Flacco. 10 QB hits and 4 sacks. Trey not Trey. What's his first name? Yeah, it is Trey. Trey Hendrickson last week, 2.5 sacks and 4 QB hits. He got after Joe Flacco. If Teron Armstead, questionable, if he gets hurt in the game or if he doesn't go, that's a liability right there on the left side. I'm just saying, we've seen Cincinnati's defense show up. I think they're a better unit than they were last year, especially in the back end.
And you know who's out in this game? DJ Reader, one of the best nose tackles in the entire league. That's a huge loss to the Bengals. And as well as, of course, Lyle Collins, you mentioned before, has been absolutely awful this year in pass protection. Questionable. Him and Jonah Williams have, like I've said before, that Twitter meme. You guys can come through whatever you want, hit our quarterback. We don't mind.
And I just look at it and I say, and you know what? And I'd be remiss not to bring up the fact Tyreek Hill called out Eli Apple and said, I got one for you. So that's going to be an interesting matchup to see them lined up against each other and to see what Tua, does anybody know what he was talking about? Like, is there some beef or whatever between these
Eli
two?
Apple is just trying to stay in the NFL. That's what it is.
I think
he didn't say
it was some beef going back to the AFC title game last season.
You guys can come and see me in the Super Bowl or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, losing DJ Reader is absolutely critical for that Bengals front seven. It's like a completely different unit with that. I mean, it's the wall Berlin against the run. So,
yeah.
Anything else for this game before we move on?
There was something else. Oh, I basically my pick. I'm picking Cincinnati. I mean, has anybody got a final score?
24-23.
24-23.
27-23.
27-23.
I think both Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle find the end zone.
I'll go 28-24, Cincinnati.
28-24.
28-24, Justin.
Okay. Well, you know what? We're talking some football games before we get into the others. Maybe it's time to talk about our buddies at BetStamp. What do you guys think?
Let's talk about BetStamp.
Let's go for it. You know, guys, BetStamp is your go-to platform for the absolute best odds in sports betting. Now, there are so many sportsbooks out there, but none of you guys, especially me, has the time to go to every single app and compare odds. Not me, not you. But guess what? BetStamp does the job for you. By line shopping, BetStamp finds you the best available odds at one sportsbook versus the worst So do your homework, because if you're feeling confident about a bet, place that bet with a sportsbook that's going to give you the most bread. Come on, guys. You can also track all of your bets in one place. And here's the best part. If you know your boy, if it's free, it's me. So join us at BetStamp and tell them we sent you by using our referral code WISEGUYS. That's WISEGUYS. I repeat, WISEGUYS. Wise guys.